Sorry.
All right, guys. Welcome back to Downright Random. I am Mike. This is Janine.
Hey.
And we hope you enjoy our podcast. We welcome you back to our podcast. If this is your first time to our podcast, you have a lot of catching up to do. But we welcome you here. We're in a very welcoming, accepting podcast family orientation.
All right, calm down
situation of talking.
Okay.
I don't know where I was going.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going either.
So, anyways, if you checked out our last video, we were talking about Walmart and our rants on Walmart, and we did bring up the fact of Walmart is starting to have robots.
Mm-hmm.
And we said that we were going to do another video just on robots and technology and how the world's gone crazy with it. So that's what this is all about.
And now when we say robots, it's not like the traditional. We actually saw a real kind of robot when we went to DC. Do you remember? Yep. And that robot freaked me out.
Yeah.
It was.
We saw one in Vegas also.
We did see one in Vegas.
Remember when we got off the airplane? When we got out of the airplane and we went on the train thing.
That's right.
There was that robot out there.
Yeah. So.
And these are robots that will move around.
Yeah.
And assist you.
Mm-hmm. So the one in Walmart was like just like a thing cleaning it was like a, what did you call it?
It was more of like an autonomous cleaning device.
Yeah.
But it's still a robot.
Yeah, yeah. And then the one that was in like DC and stuff like that.
That was more robot. It had a face. It would talk.
It was like, and then people were like, oh my God, it's so cute. And then it kills you with its laser eyes. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to let you go. You like technology.
I do like technology. I think technology is important in a lot of ways, but I do feel that there's a lot of abuse of technology. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like people use it too much and rely on it too much. Mm-hmm. But I do like technology when it's used for proper purposes. I mean, everything is technology. I mean, these microphones are technology. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not a robot technology, but it's still technology. Mm-hmm. So it's like there's a wide spectrum of technology, so it's hard to do it. But as far as like robots and autonomous things like that, I have a quadcopter. It is technically a drone because it does have autonomous flight, which is another rant entirely. But like technically, if you do it autonomously, it is a robot. Mm-hmm. It can think on its own. It can do all that stuff on its own, or maybe not think, but it can calculate on its own.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is all pre-programmed stuff right now. Mm-hmm. Like even the one in DC and Vegas,
it's gonna answer
it has stuff that is pre-programmed into it that it relies on your input to calculate what the response needs to be. Mm-hmm. It's not like it can just like automatically think on stuff without being programmed. But people are programmed too, so
yes, they are. Yeah.
But like I do have like a little Cars robot toy. Mm-hmm. But it's a remote control. Like I can control it.
Yeah.
And then like my little other robot arm thing, I control it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's technically it's a robot, but it's still a toy. I control it, not it controls itself.
So my thing is, I'm not really like I get you. Yeah, this is technology and all this other stuff. I'm not really someone who get like that. What's that, CES or something like that? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not someone who really gets like excited about a lot of those things because I feel that the more technology that we like, and I know there's smart people that are coming up with this technology, but I feel like they're selling it to dumb people in some aspects. Not everyone. I don't want to say everyone is dumb, but I feel like.
Well, it's one of those things where back in the day there used to be a saying that your computer is only as smart as the user.
Yeah.
That's not the case anymore.
No, because even like things like, for example, like people are constantly having to look up stuff on Google. It's one thing if you don't know something, you're like, let me just look it up because I don't know. But it's like people forget things. We're not using our brains. We're not testing our brains as much as we used to. We're relying on, on technology a lot of the times. And I feel like it's made people dumber and lazy. And I feel like that's my thing. Like so we were talking about the thing at Walmart with the cleaning thing. So they also have that little Zumba. I don't know what it's called. Zumba. Yeah. That little cleaning thing. And I get there.
Zumba's the dance.
Yeah, sorry. I get that there are some people that need things to help them. I totally understand that. Some people have limited, mobility and all this other stuff. But I'm sorry. If you're able to get up off your butt and turn off the light switch, get up off your butt and turn off the light switch. And I know we had technology like this with the clap on, clap off and all that other stuff. But even that was kind of stupid. It was kind of like for lazy people or whatever. So now we're just like, robot, turn off, I'm not going to say the name, whatever the thing is. Turn off the lights. Turn up the TV. And it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Even things like the remote control had, made people, if you go back, like, because before, like, you didn't have remote controls. You had to get up and change this, the channel, whatever. So it's like some things, yes, are good, convenient and everything. But I feel like some things do make us lazier and more dependent on technology.
Yeah.
And so I think that's my problem. And then when you get into the whole realm of like robots. So I was saying that I told you, me and my coworkers were talking about robots and like having a robot in your house or whatever. And my mind automatically goes to, there's two different kinds of like robots. There's the Rosie from like the Jetsons. And then there's like the robots like from iRobot, which that was a terrifying movie to me or whatever. I think that if someone needs like a robot in their house, I think either they don't want to do things or they're just a lonely person.
See, okay. So I do want those two little robots that I was showing you the other day.
Yeah.
One of them is called Vector, and the other one's not out yet. But I think it's called like Milo or something like that. But I do want them, but they're almost like a pet, where it's like you're just supposed to like interact with it and stuff like that. It doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
But it just like will go around and you like. I think really it could take a picture of you. Maybe. I think the new one probably can. And then I think it can.
Where's it sending that picture?
I don't know, but the other one I think can like tell you the weather. Like if you ask what the weather is, it will kind of tell you. But I mean, I don't know. But it's not like something that you're wanting it to. It's not going to clean your house.
Yeah.
It's not going to walk your dog.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally like this big. Like it's not. Even crazy. That kind of like robot I think I could handle because like if it did try to overtake me, I just like pick it up and then put it in a little jar.
But I'm not putting a full metal thing in my house that's the same size as me and like having it sit right next. Just the thought of it creeps me out. Like can you imagine if like we're doing a podcast and your robot is like, I will sit next to you, Michael. I will watch it and I would listen. I'll be your audience. And it's just like, no, go away. You're weird. And then it would look at me and be like, kill her because it's angry.
You know what's funny is you're also describing our dog. She will stare at us, and
but she doesn't want to kill us.
We don't know that. We don't hear what she's saying. It's like, you didn't give me that treat. I'm gonna kill you later. She just stares at us.
Maybe she's looking at us like, why do they walk like that? Why do they talk? Why do they put those things on them? Like, why? What are they doing? So maybe she's just confused. She's just trying to understand why we do what we're doing. I don't know. I have no idea what she's thinking. I know, but I don't think she's thinking kill us.
I know she loves. You say that. I know you love me, but I know there's times you want to kill me.
Oh my gosh! But no, dogs don't do that.
How do you know that?
Because I know. Anyways, I don't see a purpose. So there's a commercial and it says, hey, for the low price of $200 and you pay $50 a month, you can have your own personal robot.
I'm not really for like subscriptions like that.
Well,
I want a flat
the $50 is for just like upkeep, maintenance, updates. So like if there's an update to the system, you can. That's
maintenance. I can understand. Yeah. Update should come free.
Okay, well, that's what they're saying. Would you do it? It's like a robot that's like human size. It's not like a little like doo on the tabletop. It's like an actual robot, and it says it can help you drive your car. It can cook dinner for you. It can clean your bathroom or your house.
Here's the thing.
It can sit down and play cards with you and all this other stuff. Like
I don't think, as far as like doing some of that stuff, I don't think that's where I would want to do it. Especially as far as like driving. I don't think I'd want a robot to drive. Because here's the story. So my dad's car, we were in it one time, not the one he has now, but the other one. So it has all the sensors in it to try and like avoid accidents and stuff. So we were driving and we were on a curve, and because the car, it was kind of like later in the evening. So the other car had headlights on, because the way the curve was, the car that we were in thought we were going to do a head-on collision and tried to make a maneuver. So it didn't like it had
Yeah.
self-driving capabilities, but it tried to maneuver away from the other car. And luckily I had my hands on the steering wheel. And
But it tried to override you.
no, well, I overrode it. Like it was trying to prevent us hitting head on. Like it was going to avoid the situation. But because it was on a curve and all this other stuff, if I would have let the car do that correction, we probably would have crashed. It probably would have put us into the ditch and crashed the car. And it jerked the wheel. Like it wanted to drive us away from the act because it thought that we were going to have a head on.
Yeah.
So it was trying to drive around it because it knew it probably couldn't stop in time because it does have like the stopping feature also, but it had obstacle avoidance as well where it will try to go around something if it needs to. Like it had all those features. Like it will go to the next lane for you. Like you can put the GPS on and it will like drive through the lanes to get to your exit if you're on the highway. Like why?
Okay. I'm just
Like it would do all those things.
yeah.
But that feature, it thought it knew what it was doing.
Yeah.
But it didn't know what it was doing. But luckily I had a good hand on the steering wheel and I was able to make sure that it stayed in the lane. And both my dad and I were like, "Whoa, that was weird." Because I mean, it jerked the car.
Yeah.
Because it literally tried to get us out of that danger that it thought we were in.
See,
So
and that's what a robot would do. So
it thinks you're in danger, and
so
it
if
would
you
probably
have-
rip your arm off trying to get you out of danger.
there you go. And not realizing that's not how humans' arms work. It's like we can't reattach it with some, a welding guy. So it's like, maybe for like a surgeon, but that's not how. So it's just thinking this is what I'm going to do. It doesn't have the concept of understanding that.
Yeah.
Whereas let's say so you have people like that have like they're like, let's say if it's a couple or whatever, and the dog likes the other person more, and that dog wants to be like more protective of that person. So let's say it's the same thing with the robot, and the robot is like your robot. And they think that I'm like threatening you, like we're like play fighting or something or arguing. That robot's going to go into kill mode. So, because it's going to be like, I have to protect Michael. And so.
Well, okay. So here's the thing though. There's a chance that if someone was arguing with you and I felt like there was a threat, I may have to go into kill mode.
Yeah, but a robot is going to, it's just not, it shouldn't be. Like I said, I understand certain people needing certain help, like certain things or whatever, but an actual robot in your house, I don't think so. And then here's also the other problem. If we get to the point that robots are in your house, we've already gotten to the point that robots have taken a lot of people's jobs.
So here's a question for you. As far as like robots in houses, what if there was a robot that could help someone out of bed and like take, like if they had some sort of like disability or something like that? Yes, you could have like a nurse also like do that as well, but sometimes
that's a lot of weight on a nurse.
It's a lot of weight for some people, like
And
to get people out. But
yeah.
a robot could do it with no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, I understand that, but then you're gonna have the people who don't need robots to help them out of bed getting a robot because they're gonna be like, well, if that
But do you
guy-
find that if that would be acceptable to have a robot in the house?
I feel like if somebody had a need for something, I just don't think. I think that if there was a way to like, I just don't want to live in a world where there's like a robot sitting there just staring at me with his robot eyes, and like it's one. I think what creeps me out also. It's not even like robots are weird. Even like that thing that like yellow robot thing is supposed to look like a dog or something like that, and it was like crawling up the steps. Remember? Even that's
From Boston
weird.
Dynamics?
Yeah. So I think when they try to give it like human features, like they make it like, because there's some of them that just looks like a stupid little robot, and they have like the whatever, but it's when when people are trying to make it like look like a person. I think that weirds me out even more, because then it becomes where it's like you're trying to make it seem like humans should be like robots.
Are you afraid of like Terminator?
I think that's terrifying. I do. And
So if they made like a military robot to save American lives,
I'm pretty sure they already have one.
Let's just go. I'm putting the question to you. So if they made a robot that could actually go out there and save American lives and stuff like that, what do you think? Do you think that would be acceptable?
If they made robots to do that?
To like it,
Like a soldier
so
robot?
like a soldier, like instead of putting an actual like human soldier on the front lines that could get injured, killed, whatever, you have a robot that, yes, it could technically be injured by being destroyed, but you're saving a human life.
I don't know.
What about RoboCop?
I mean, I think it's going to go to that, to be honest. I think that they're eventually going to have robots, like cops that are going to be robots. I do. I think that they're going to be programmed to do certain things, and I'm not going to get too much into the whole like climate of the world right now, but I feel like where they can figure out a way to put something in place of a human that has emotion and hesitation, they're going to put a robot.
Yeah.
So, because some people see that as a weakness, you know, because we're going to think about something. Whereas if a robot is programmed to do something, it's just going to do it.
See, that's the argument in RoboCop. But they said it was beneficial to have the thing.
No, I understand, but some people may feel like it's not, because like you were saying with the car just now, it thought that it was going to be a head-on collision, but you guys knew it wasn't. That robot is not going to know that it's not a threat. It's just going to do. Yeah. So there's still going to be a lot of error. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, even if you learn from that situation, there's still going to be issues where there's like, you need that second to be able to think and say, that's not what I'm supposed to do. But a robot's not going to know that because it's just programmed to do one thing. Yeah. So I think that's a problem. I mean, people think it's funny. People think it's cute, like when they see a robot. Like there was actually a robot at the state fair a few years ago, remember? And everybody was going up to it and taking pictures. I remember it. That thing was terrifying. That
wasn't really a robot.
It was a person in a robot thing.
It was a person in a suit.
But I'm just saying, but people, it's what it represents though. And people are like wanting to like see these things and
but they've had those forever.
No, I understand that. But people for some reason like things like that. And there's Transformers. People watch, those are robots and all this other stuff. Yeah. So there were things when we were growing up. Like, what was that one show, Small Wonder?
Transformers are actually life forms.
Whatever, I don't freaking care. Shut up. What was it? Small Wonder? The girl was like a robot or something like that. Yeah. So there's always been, oh my God, I was thinking about that House movie too. Yeah. What was it called? Smart House. Yeah. That's another thing. That's terrifying to me. Like you're like, oh, it controls my lights. It controls my thermostat. It controls my everything. Like, what if all of a sudden something you get hacked or something like that, or the system just goes down and you can't get out of your house, and all of a sudden it's turning on the stove, or it's turning on the fireplace, and it's just, there's too much that I think we're giving power to with technology also. Yeah. And it's one of those things where if you're able to do it yourself, just do it. Like there's people who are like literally walking around, they're like, tell me the time. And it's like, just look at your watch. Like, why do you have to talk to something to tell you to give you the time? Yeah. Or to tell you what the weather is or something. I think there's just too much dependency. I think some things can be interesting and fun and whatever, but I think there is too much like dependency on it. Yeah.
I mean, okay, things like weather and stuff like that, I feel like that's a different thing, because like you would have a thermostat tell you the like an barometer and stuff and tell you the weather, but sometimes
I have another thing also.
If you don't have one of those things, then yeah, it can tell you the weather. But like even like with like our smartwatches and stuff like that, like it can tell us our steps and stuff. Like yeah, we could technically count our own steps.
How insane would we be?
Yeah. 1, 2, so I think like certain like technology like that can be good.
Another thing, GPS. That. Yeah. See.
Okay. See,
go ahead.
You know, I have a problem with GPS. Yeah. Like, I think it's good to have as far as like access, and I do like true GPS to give you coordinates, because if you are out in like the woods and you're trying to find something, you need coordinates. Yeah. And that's like real GPS is a way to do it. But as far as like GPS maps in vehicles and on phones, like people rely on that way too much.
And here's the thing. You know how you say like sometimes if you've been to a place like once or usually for me it's like once or twice, like, and I can remember. Most people, they do not store that information in their head. They just go back to their GPS. They just go into recently found things and that's it. So they're not doing it to remember. They're like, oh, I don't have to remember that, so I'll just do the GPS every time I go there. Even if they've gone to that place 15 times, they still do not remember.
So the only thing that I like about GPS is if we are going someplace, I'll look at the map real quick. I'll pull it up and be like, okay, I know how to get there. Yeah. And then when we get close to it, we use it to find the final destination. Because I would say that back in the day, like when you actually use paper maps, that was the only problem, is like, the general area.
Yeah, and I know we talked about this in another
1601,
podcast, but
1602, 1603, 16, which one is it? Whereas now it's like, go up another 100 feet and you're there. Like that, I can appreciate. Yeah. Because it takes some of that away of trying to be like, all right, keep looking. Yeah.
But so that's just that.
But I love
that's
paper maps.
yeah,
also.
but that's just another like aspect of it. I'm not going to go too much, but it's like I think that yes, technology can be a good thing, but I feel like when it gets to the point where you're just like wanting something else to do the work or to just have like a heavy reliance on it, that's where I have a problem with it. And then I also have a problem with robots, they're trying to like make it look like a person. Like I'm not going to sit here. Can you imagine like, okay, some people were saying like in some of the restaurants now, like they were putting like mannequins. Can you imagine? So if they can try to make people feel like restaurants are still full, they would put like a robot at another table so it's closer to you, just so you felt like, and you know it's a robot and it's just like, hello, sir. And it's just like, that's weird.
I think it'd be just weird because I'd be like, if you were a real person, you'd be focusing on your own dinner.
Yeah.
Let me focus on mine.
But it's more for like the show. Like I feel like it's more for show. And I don't know. Like I just don't think that.
See, I think in general, if you have to put a cardboard cutout of a person and put some sort of mannequin in some place to make people feel like it's full, you have a problem.
Yeah, you have a problem. It's like a thunder.
And if you're one of those people that requires that, you have a problem.
Yeah, because like you don't have to fake the. It's like being at it's like a little kid having a tea party and they put all their toys around to make it seem like it's a full thing, a full restaurant. It's like you don't need to like have
something like that. They're pretending.
Well, that's pretend for adults. Like you don't need to put a mannequin.
No. What I'm saying is like when kids have a tea party, like they're pretending that that's their
friends,
and stuff like that.
But that's what it looks like.
But
to
if
me.
You have to put like some in the corner, so you're not alone. So it's like, oh, those people are also in the restaurant, but I don't know who they are. That's kind of weird.
It reminds me of the episode of Scare Tactics, when the girl was like supposed to be like working as like I guess a waiter or something like that, and so she went to the room where everybody was at in the party, and then the guy had like a bunch of mannequins as his friends, and she had to like pretend like, you know, it was obviously like a stupid skit, but she had to pretend like they were all people, and he was like talking to the mannequins. I
feel like that show's fake.
It probably is fake, but I'm just saying. But that's what it. When I saw that the people were putting mannequins in restaurants to make it seem like there were more people, that's what I thought of, and in that scenario, the guy was crazy. So it's like
what you see in like I Am Legend.
Yeah, because he's like talking to the mannequin and all this other stuff. So I don't know. I think robots are scary. I think that people having to pretend like something is needed when it's not. Like I said, if you need something, like you have limited mobility, I can totally understand that. But I don't think that it needs to be to the point where we have to make them look like us or take people's jobs. That's how I feel. So, but I don't know. It's whatever.
What do you guys think? Let us know. And if you have a robot, definitely let us know so we can stay away from you.
Yeah.
Or where we need to go to disable it.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's just like, like, how do you feel about technology? And do you think that technology can get to a point where it's out of control?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that it can get to the point where people are just too relying too much on it, whatever. So
let us know. So definitely share, comment, subscribe, put the bell on for future videos. And yeah,
that's it. Follow us on Instagram, Downright Random, and that's about it. Yep.
Yeah. And again, like, keep in mind that every Saturday we just had our last game the other week. That was a lot of fun. We do those live, so definitely check us in on those. And play along, guys. I mean, it's always fun when you guys play along. And check out for the next game on next Saturday. And yeah, share, and comment,
that's about it.
And enjoy it. All right, guys. We'll check you later. Peace.